All righty.
Hang
Hey,
on,
it's
Jared. I got to do my makeup first. Okay.
well, it's a pleasure to be here again tonight, guys. In fact, I'm finally in town for a little bit of an extended stay. Maybe a total of 4 weeks once. That's a first for the year, I think. It's been crazy. It's been crazy. So let's start out. Anybody have happy bucks to share? Hey, go ahead, Keith.
Well, as usual, I'm just announcing another great grandchild was born this past week. Ella Michelle Harmon, and she's out in Missouri. So
Wow.
that's number 24.
24 great grandchilds?
24 great grandchildren, yes.
Wow. How big is your total family then in the whole lineage?
Well, I have 7 children and 21 grandchildren. And there ain't going to be any more children or grandchildren. It's just greats now.
7 and 21, and you and your wife, that makes what? 30.
30. And
And
then
then you got
7 kids.
you got 24
21.
little ones. That's
Yeah.
54. How about that? We're gonna have to have make you have a ceremony and make you the chief of your clan or something here.
Well, wait for February when I have 25.
Okay.
Keith, I always joke when people here are like, "Oh, you're from Michigan. Do you know this person?" I was like, "There's a good chance I'm related to them, but I think there's actually a better chance that you're related to them." my grandpa's one of 13, and my mom's one of 9, and then we all had a passel of kids. So the only reason we're not taking over the entire state of Michigan is they forced some nuns in there. So
Is that your happy buck?
My happy no, my happy buck. I can't remember if I told you guys or not. My host sister's son is just turned 16, and he is spending the year here about an hour north of me in Maryland playing soccer. So I've been kidnapping him every weekend and showing him around DC and spoiling the absolute heck out of him. It's been so much fun. I've spent more time with him in the last 2 weeks than I spent with my host sister for 25 years. So I think this is pretty.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
Yep. He's a good kid too. He's very obviously not mine and Mike's kid, because Mike and I think our average height is 5'4", and Tano is 5. He's 6'2" already at just turned 16. So I am relearning how to cook for a teenager. I kind of got out of the habit of that one, but no, it's been awesome. Super fun to
take what you're gonna eat, Mike's gonna eat, and you double that.
Or triple. Yeah. And then my intrepid girl child just landed. She went on a walkabout to London for the last 5 days. So she's that's my happiest buck for today, is that she's back home, and we'll say safe in Florida. She's in Florida, but that one kind of took us all by surprise about 3 months ago when she said, "Hey, I bought myself a round trip ticket to London." I said, "Oh." So I guess she comes by the travel bug somewhat naturally.
Any other happy bucks?
Yeah, I wanted to share that yesterday morning while riding into work. Some of you know I work a couple days a week at a Harley shop just for my fun when I retired. But on my way in, I turned my bike over on 100,000 miles, and I bought it brand new 10 years ago. And even though it's a Harley, all I've done is ride it and maintain it, and it's had no repairs. Nothing major has been done to it. It's still riding just fine. And so I took it in yesterday morning, and for our tech to do the 100,000 mile service on it, and so it's still going good. It's the same one I rode to Houston, and remember that one. So it's got 100,000 miles on it. Not many bikes, much less Harleys, have that on them.
Does Harley even have a standard 100,000 mile service?
Well, it's every 5,000. You do it every 5,000. But at 100,000, what you do is you just rebuild the front forks. That's what they do. They do it at 50,000 and 100,000. That's the only real thing that they do. And then you check everything else out.
You should get a plaque that should hang it in your garage.
Better hang on to that bike. It might become a museum item.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know,
Especially with financial problems Harley keeps going through.
that's the truth. Of course, I don't know if y'all heard about Indian. Indian got sold off by Polaris.
And they
And
weren't making money either. And Polaris says
yeah.
that's it. So they're a
Mhm.
private company as of yesterday, I think, or
As
something like that.
yesterday. Yep. I have the funniest story, if I can have a go back real quick.
Sure.
When I had my nephew the first weekend before the government shut down, and we were at the Museum of American History downtown DC, and I was standing looking at a beautiful Indian, like 1932 Indian that's sitting there, and this guy was standing next to me, and he was oohing on over it. And I said, "Have you ever been to the Wheels Through Time Museum down in Maggie Valley?" And he said, "Dale was a good friend of mine."
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It was like that was such a cool experience. And of course my nephew's like, "Do you know everybody?" I'm like, "It's not even 6 degrees around here, but like, we literally know." But yeah, he and I had a long conversation about Dale and the museum, and he's like, "Oh, you guys planted the tree. That's right." Right. So it was kind of a cool full circle moment where somebody here in DC happened to know, the guy that owned the museum down there in Maggie Valley where we planted the tree. So very cool.
Really cool. Anybody else? Well, I've got two.
Can you hear
Okay.
me?
What's that? Roland, go ahead.
Yes. Hi. I'm about to go on one of my solo trips. A week from today, I will be in Florida. I'm taking the auto train down from Virginia to Sanford, and then from there, I'm going to Key West for a Rotary meeting and ride all the way back to New Jersey. So that's what I'll be doing next week.
Very cool.
You're tempting the fates this time of year, Roland. Coming back through Virginia in it'll be November almost.
We'll see.
I can share a really fun story about Amanda's intrepid ride up to Michigan in early November. It involved a lot of ice and maybe a toll booth arm to the face. So you're going to be right by my house, Roland, and I'm just north of where you're getting on the train in Lorton, and then you're getting off the train right by my daughter's house. Are you going to see Chris Jones down in the Keys? Do you know him from our club?
I don't know him.
I don't think Chris is going to be down there yet.
Are they? I was going to say, are they down there right now?
Okay.
I think he's in
North Carolina.
North Carolina yet.
Okay. Yeah, we have one of our members who splits his time between Isla Mirada and it's Isla Mirada, right? And North Carolina.
Yep.
Yeah, he was just down there, but only for a couple of weeks. They're back, I think, back in North Carolina.
Yeah. Well, I got two to share, okay? One is I'm really glad I'm not flying anywhere anymore for the month. I need the break. So I was very lucky, even though I spent a lot of time on the runway in an airplane on Sunday night, but I was lucky to get out of Boston and get back home. I was supposed to be home by 7:30. I ended up home at 1:30 in the morning finally, but I got out of there. Because if I didn't get out of there, I was probably going to be stuck there for 2 days because they got hit by that weather up there, So it was a crazy 4 or 5 hours extra in the Boston Logan Airport, and I even had to sit on the runway for a half an hour once we got to Detroit to wait at the gate for somebody to hook us up. Anyway, it was crazy. Anyway, and then my other happy buck is we finally got things moving ahead at home in Iowa with my dad's estate. And it looks like this will be starting to sell before the end of the year. And I'm tickled about that. So I won't have to spend nearly as much time as I've been spending back there either. So those are mine. Got everybody? All righty. Well, tonight we have the pleasure of Sparky talking to us again. If I'm keeping count, I think this is the third time this last year that we we get to listen to him. Spark's a dear friend. Okay. I was his district trainer when he was governor back 2013, Sparky, was it? No,
1920.
1920, yeah. 1920. In fact, half his year got gobbled up with a COVID situation, and he didn't get to actually put on a district conference at the time. He had it well planned out, but didn't get the opportunity. And through some interaction earlier this year, our district governor made the incredibly wise choice of picking Sparky to be her conference chair. And so he's and I were talking, and he's got a great idea, and I love the idea, and I'm just gonna let Sparky tell us about the upcoming district conference.
Well,
Sparky.
thank you. Yes, thank you, Jerry. And definitely, it's always fun to do this club presentation. I get to sit here in the comfort of my cottage and talk to a screen, and hopefully what I have to say will resonate to the members just the same as if we were in a fixed building and I had the banner up and talked all about that. But yes, indeed. I guess how this all happened, I'll just take you back in time a little bit. Governor Wendy Jones was sort of wondering where she was going to have her conference. And she had some really key things she wanted to make sure that we did. And that was cover some Rotary business, that was keep it affordable, have good speakers, and no smaller, and also engage the community with some service projects. So not a simple task, but I suggested right away when I spoke to her, I said, if you want to keep it affordable, I have one idea. And most of our members in our district reside in the United States of America. And I said, you have a strong dollar. And if I can convince you to hold it in Chatham, Ontario, that would give us a huge advantage. A, the Canadians could come at their regular price, and B, the U.S. members would be able to save some money, and we can bring the price down. So then we got into it a bit, and all of a sudden the price was getting way out of hand again. So I decided about 6 months, I guess it's been almost 8 months ago now, went around and grabbed some local sponsorship, and I'm quite proud to say that we're sitting at about $25,000 in sponsorship already.
Wow.
On what looks like it's going to be a $40,000, and these are Canadian dollars, so I know that's probably like 10 or 15,000 US. But anyways, what looks like it's going to be about a $40,000 budget. So what we've decided we're going to do is that when you hear at the end what the cost is going to be for a Rotarian to attend the conference, it's really just the amount of money that it takes to cover your meals, and that's it. Your lodging would be also extra, and we've got some really good pricing on some lodging for people that need to travel to come to Chatham. Everything else, we have sponsors pretty much to cover all our speakers, and I think we have some dynamic speakers that do talk to some Rotary projects and Rotary themes. So that was the first part of it, I guess. And then in talking with Jerry and realizing that your club's a very unique club, and it would be great. It would be absolutely phenomenal if your club could join us at the conference as well. All of you, some of you, as many as we can get would be really, really cool. So I said to Jerry, once we get through all this, if any of you decide that you do want to attend the conference and can attend the conference and make it work, I have made arrangements with the local car dealer who will, depending on the number of bikes, store all the bikes so they're safe at night when you're not out riding them or doing whatever else you need to do. So they won't be sitting outside in the traffic. The dealer's about 3 kilometers from the venue. And then we'll also be able to provide a car so that if you needed to get around and you know how to drive something on 4 wheels, you'd be able to get shuttled around a little bit while your bikes are being held hostage at the dealership. So it's just something we're trying to remove all the barriers from everybody to really try and get people to attend it. The other thing she really wanted to make sure we did is make sure that we put on a conference like it's a convention. And I will say that when people have the opportunity to go to a convention and some conferences, they come out of there just going, oh my God, there's so much more to Rotary that I never really knew, and all the things that you can get involved in or not involved in, or just draw comparisons to. It's just a wonderful feeling. So there came the challenge. So the challenge is, and the challenge is quite steep, because our past district conferences have not drawn real well. I won't get into numbers or anything. It's not about that. It's just about, we haven't been drawing well. We had to figure out what we had to do different. And last year, as some of you know, I was the Council of Legislation representative for our district. And at the Council of Legislation, they passed that now it is no longer mandatory for a district to hold a district conference. Quite frankly, they found that around the North American clubs, that attendance was down. They were sending president's reps there. The cost was just getting out of hand in comparison to the value of it. So we decided we're going to try and do our very best this year and see if we can't set a new pattern. The dates, so I know you'll all be writing this down, but no, you don't have to. We're going to send you this. The dates are May 1st to May 3rd, 2026. So that's a Friday to Sunday. We have lined up what I think are some really remarkable speakers. Our first one on Friday night. And on Friday night, we're going to be holding it in a venue that will hold 600 people. So we hope to fill that auditorium, and we hope to have Rotary there loud and proud. But we're also obviously going to open it up to the public. It's a free event brought to them by Rotary. And we're going to send it out to certain groups so that they can fill it, and we can not only talk about what our speaker is going to talk about, but also talk a bit about Rotary. So our first speaker is going to be a Canadian sports journalist. His name is Michael Landsberg. That might mean nothing to any of you right now. Michael did a show on TSN, which was
Sparky, did you want me to share this part of the flyer?
Yeah, you can throw that first part up if you don't mind, Jerry. You know, they don't need to look at me. So Michael Landsberg worked for a company called TSN, which is the Canadian version of ESPN, right? It's a sports show. And so what Michael would do is he would interview sports celebrities and such, and he would interview people like Darryl Strawberry and talk about their weaknesses and their struggles in life. All while he was doing that, he was struggling with his own depression. And he is now retired 3 or 4 years, and he's opened up a not-for-profit called Sick Not Weak. And he talks about how so many of us are dealing with it in our own workplaces. And it's not just to bring it to light, but there's also some talk about how we can work through it with these folks as well. So it's going to touch on the mental health issues, and hopefully resonate strong for both. There's so much everywhere that, and with some sort of solutions to it. So Michael's going to be a big draw. The next morning, we're going to wake up, we're going to have a little breakfast, and we're going to do Rotary business. There's always a little bit of Rotary business that we have to do, that we like to do, because we're going to celebrate our Rotary year. So even your club, between the Club Hub portion, or if there's anything else that really needs to be highlighted that you've accomplished, that you'd like us to focus on, share with the rest of the group, it'll be handled during this time. We'll have another speaker. Her name is Christina Hassan. If any of you went to Calgary to the convention, she was the sitting governor for Calgary during the convention. Christina is a local former Rotary Exchange student. She's from the Chatham area. And quite frankly, I didn't know her then. I didn't know anything about that part of it. And so that's the added bonus. She's going to talk about her path from Rotary Youth Exchange in Germany to becoming a lawyer, to becoming the past district governor, but also to becoming the founder of an organization called Full Soul. And Full Soul works with maternal and health. And what they did there was they helped women deliver babies. So it's quite an inspiring story that she's going to share with us as well. And it just goes to show the impact of Rotary and the impact of her when she was a Rotary Youth Exchange student. We're still working on our third speaker, which I can't say yet, but it looks like something that should be quite interesting for Sunday morning. And I skipped ahead of Saturday afternoon just for a second because I want to introduce two more speakers that'll be there representing Rotary International. We have Valerie Wafer coming. She's a fellow Canadian Rotarian. She's also the past Rotary International Vice President and a past Director of Rotary International. 21, 22, I believe, is when she was Vice President. So Valerie will be there, as well as John Huco. And I think maybe most know who John is, but maybe you don't. He's the General Secretary of Rotary International. He has some great ties to our district. His father was a member of the Clarkston Rotary Club, and he's also agreed to attend our conference. So we're going to have some really good Rotary content. But she also said it had to be fun, and she wanted it so that there would be some entertainment value. And so trying to keep in line with last year's theme of the Calgary convention, we were able to enlist the Canadian Cowgirls drill team. And I'll send some of these links through an email to Jerry, and he'll share with the group. But it's amazing what these ladies will do. They've been all around Canada, United States, putting on performances. They've even performed in the Rose Bowl about 12 years ago. So it's really, really outstanding. What's going to happen? We're going to get done around 11:30 on Saturday morning. We're going to go outside and jump on buses that will be there for you. The bus will take you to see the Canadian Cowgirls drill team, at which time we will enjoy our lunch. That will take us, maybe until about 2 o'clock. You know, I haven't got all the timing down of everything. And then we're going to get back on the buses. And then comes the most interesting part. If you see on that flyer that Gary put up, I think it's the third item down, hands-on service projects. So there's 6 Canadian clubs. There's 4 small municipalities outlying the greater Chatham: Blenheim, Dresden, Ridgetown, and Tilbury. And those 4 clubs are right now working on local community service projects that they would like to have done. So we're going to get back on our buses and we're going to go to one of those locations only. So everybody will get split up into groups. You're going to roll into those towns. You're going to have your new Rotary shirt on that comes with your registration. And we're going to take the town by storm, and we're going to do whatever it is they come up with, whether it's planting some early spring trees, whether it's doing a food drive. I have no idea. I haven't had some final meetings with them yet, but they're going to be really cool, I hope, local service projects with 50 to 60 Rotarians helping in each one of those communities. And then we'll come back after that. We'll have a little social time. We'll have a little break. We'll have a little rest. And then we'll have dinner. And then we'll have choices after dinner for either live band entertainment that will be at another location or just enjoying Club Hub. There'll be a room where we can just meet and mingle. The hotel that we're going to be holding it at, I'll show you that in a few moments, but it's one of the most unique hotels in the world. And it's right here in Chatham. 10 years ago, we had a Beach Boys concert here. And I'll never forget at breakfast, there was Mike Love and Bruce Johnson. And Bruce Johnson said to the owner, he said, boy, oh boy, this hotel needs to be in New York City. And the owner said, quite frankly, nope, this hotel belongs right here in Chatham, Kent. And I'm sure that anybody that comes and sees it will be. Each room is a theme room, very different. The reason I bring that up is there might even be on that night, we're working on details where the people that want to allow to open up their room, we'll just do a scavenger hunt from room to room to room, just because we're going to own the hotel. It's going to be our place to be that weekend. we'll have Club Hub, House of Friendship will be in there as well. We talked about the People of Action portion where we'll be working in the communities. I think that's really about, oh, and then Sunday morning we have the speaker, and I hope I can announce that real soon. And then you have lunch provided and a nice send off before everybody hits the road to go home. Registration will open this Thursday. And I know maybe a lot are thinking, wow, it's not till May. What are we doing? We're trying to get the word out early. We're trying to make sure that everybody has the opportunity to say yes if they can. We understand that others will have things come up that they just can't. But in the past, you'd often hear, oh, I didn't even know, blah, 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 blah. We're trying to remove all of the things that cause us to fail out of the way so that we can make this a success. We're going to have an early bird registration, which will start Thursday, run till the end of the year. Then there'll be a regular registration. And I'm really going to be asking people, if you're thinking about it at all, you have any questions, call me, send me an email, let me know. Because I really am trying to get our registrations in early and often, but in early, because the one venue will only hold about 160 people. I've got a hold on 2 venues. If we grow beyond the 200, I'll move into the bigger one and it'll be that much better. But I'm going to need to know early January, and that's why I'm really pushing for some early registrations. There's also a part in there where if you had to cancel your registration, of course, that can be done too. So we're just trying to get a good jump start on this, get some really good early numbers. We know the hotel is going to be a draw. We're hoping the program will be a draw. We're hoping Rotary's a draw. And then, of course, we're hoping that price will be a draw as well. And as I say, we're trying to keep it as affordable as possible for a district conference. So Jerry, I guess we could go right into that if you don't mind. You've got that other screen that we can share, and you can share these with everybody later. They can keep those. So if you took a scan of that QR code, that would get you right into the registration page, except it's not open yet, but that's what it's there for. You'll see that the early bird registration is $125 US or 179 Canadian. Quick story there. I've been bragging all along. That's all in Canadian dollars. Come to find out that our district no longer has a Canadian bank account, so I couldn't set up the registration in Canadian money. So we used today's rate. We backed it down, and that's about the exchange rate today. 179 Canadian is 125 US. So after that, everything else is in Canadian money. Your hotel will be in Canadian money. Everything you do will be in Canadian money. And you can figure about a 35% discount on everything you look at. So if you do that before January 1st, this includes all your meals, speaker events, entertainment, and your new Rotary shirt. Your accommodations will be extra. If you register after January 1st, it goes up to $140 or 199 Canadian. Plus now you got to buy your shirt, which is an extra $25. So we're trying to do some little things to entice people to register early so that we can really get a good handle on where we're going with this thing. Now, I've got some room rates down there. The user code should read Rotary or Rotary 26. The retro suites, when you get on and have a look at that one, and I will send these links when we're done here. The prices are different each night because they are a boutique hotel, and their rates will run upwards to $500 a night Canadian, depending on the time of year and the events. So I got a blended rate, and it's for people that might come in on Thursday, it's $179. If they take the Thursday rate, they'll get a free round of golf or a spa visit, whatever they choose. Friday night's $214, and Saturday night is $199. So even at that, you're looking at about $413 total Canadian for your room, for your accommodations. Now, if somebody didn't really want to stay in the retro suites out there to look at it, the Comfort Inn, which you've probably seen Comfort Inns or travel lodges or something like that along your travels, it's a 2-story hotel. They have an upper floor and a lower floor with no elevator. So if you want the upper floor and can walk, it's only $127 Canadian each night. So that would be under $100 US. And then we have the Holiday Inn, which has elevators, doesn't have specialty rooms, but it's kind of in the mid-range there, at $189 for any night that you want as well. So I think when you put a pencil to it, you'll see that on an individual or a double occupancy, and some of these rooms at the retro suites will hold 4 people. So if there's a group, family that wanted to share a room, you can certainly bring the cost down quite a bit again. Hoping I haven't missed anything. I'm kind of looking at my notes here in front of me as well, guys, and Amanda. But I think that's about it. So, just another quick note: the 2 hotels that are not the retro suites are about 5 kilometers away from the retro suites. You go down one road, you make a left-hand turn, you're on the road, and there we are. So you're not far if you do decide to come, and you do decide to stay at either the Holiday Inn or the Comfort Inn. I think that's it, Jerry, unless there's any questions about the program, about the date.
Let me share something real quick here.
Okay.
Share this. Just for everybody's sake, that Chatham, Ontario is actually well, it's one of the it's actually in well, if you look at it, it's south of the US in the portion that's in the lake up there.
Yeah.
Windsor and that section and that part of our district is actually south of the United States in this area, so it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
We could, I'm kicking around, Sparky popped this up, we usually do 1 or 2 spring rides, and that first weekend of May is not a bad time for us to do a ride. We've got some other, we can do a day or 2 ahead of time or afterwards or whatever. Hell, Michigan is kind of a treat for going to, which is over in this area. This Thumb area is really kind of pleasant and fun to ride around in and stuff. And, a jog into Canada. And we could do a loop in and around. So, and those that maybe would want to do that and not ride in Canada, you'd be welcome to drop your bike at my place. If there's people doing that, then I'd drive over my truck or something instead. So, so there's some possibilities here, and I just kind of wanted to throw that out there and see what y'all thought.
And one more quick note, Jerry, whichever way you came in to Chatham from, whether it be through the Blue Water Bridge in Sarnia or through Detroit, it's about an hour's ride. So either angle that you come down from. So we're not that far into Canada. So
just so you all know, this is prime farmland in big in this whole area. They have a lot of vegetables they produce and stuff. So it's rather flat, but it's country. It's all country. So it is very pleasant. And we got a couple members that live up in this area, Chatham, and up through this area as well. And so, we have a couple members that are actually pretty close there. Sparky, I'm going to stop the share here so we can talk about it. What do you guys think?
Sounds great. I was worried because we've got graduation in the spring, but it's the weekend after this. So that's perfect. So maybe I'll ride up for conference on my bike, and then we'll ride from there back down to Florida. We'll just do this is a Jerry Jackson, Keith Lindgren road trip in the making here.
Anybody else? What do you think? Rory and I are close, so it's an easy
conference. Conference is a maybe.
Yeah.
Depending on my back.
David?
It sounds inviting. I just have to check out what's happening around that time frame for me. I've got several things going on, and that's partly why I haven't been involved a whole lot over the last really year. There's some personal things in my family life going on, and so I'm not sure if it'll be resolved by then or not.
I will tell you guys, having Deb and Jerry and I, all 3 of us went to the president's-elect, whatever L is now, not training, in the spring, and it was so awesome to have us there in person and to spread who we are. It was awesome to have the other clubs in District 6380 recognizing who we are, talking about us, and so if you can swing it, highly recommend. Plus, it's Chatham. Who doesn't love Chatham?
Yeah, thank you. And again, I'm not really looking for commitment tonight, guys. It's a big thing. Oh, you're going to come? No, but I would really. It would be so cool if this club did come and we had 6 or 8 or how many number of motorcycles parked in front, and we end up having John Huco there and some photo ops and some. I mean, we could really run with this after the fact as well. So, it would be great to see y'all there in person. B, so that you can enjoy it all. But C, I think we could really capitalize on the value of clubs like yourselves, because you're not a traditional club and yet you still function like a traditional club, and we can spread that word through the district and through the zone and through Rotary.
Yep.
Actually,
Jerry, are there other IFMR members in 6380 that we should kind of be like poking at to get them to ride too?
there's in 6380, not well, yeah, there's 1 or 2 other ones, okay. But yeah, you're right. The other thing is, if you wanted to fly in, the rideshare app that I've been using when I fly into places and renting has worked really well to rent a motorcycle. The only issue would be is if you flew, flying into Detroit's a doable thing, but taking a motorcycle that's not yours across the border, it doesn't really happen too easy. So, but what, if somebody wanted to fly in, I could drive a car instead, and we could do the motorcycle riding from my place and, rent something rideshare. And if I don't get around to selling it, I've got an extra one. So, and that one could actually come in and out of Canada. So anyway, actually, if I get around to sell it, if Debbie doesn't get around to harassing me about selling it, might have another one sitting here. So anyway,
I have 2 extras in my garage too. Maybe we'll John Cram has a trailer. Maybe we'll just throw them all on the trailer and come up.
there you go.
Oh,
Roland and Rob, what are you guys thinking? Maybe
I'm in.
what's that?
I'm in. I've missed Chatham when the solar eclipse happened. I had planned a ride, but I couldn't make it ultimately. So
You could
when I
actually
heard
clip up through
tonight's
Niagara
subject-
Falls and come in that way.
Yeah, when I heard tonight's subject, I've already looked at it. It's a 1,275-mile ride for me. I'm in.
There you go.
Beautiful.
Rob, what do you think?
I think it's certainly possible. I need to kind of look at my timing, but
Yep.
I'm in for a good long ride here.
All
Jerry, I
right.
think
Well,
what we can do is let's just say it's going to happen, right? And whether it's
it sounds like it's going to
10 of
happen. We'll
us.
just start throwing
Yeah.
it together.
Whether it's 2 or 10 of us, we'll just, let it happen the way it's going to happen. Invite anybody else from the district who might want to join us. There might be people who aren't even part of IFMR in the district who ride. There's plenty of people that ride, right? So recruiting
Absolutely.
tool. I like it, Sparky. Thank you. This is
Well,
I like the marketing side of this.
Thank you, and it's really, really encouraging to hear that from you guys tonight, because we're really not sure where we're going with a lot of this. But I think at the end of the day, it's going to be one exciting weekend. And as you kind of get through the minutia here and figure out how you might all be able to do it, if there's anything we can do on our end to help, like I say, storing your bikes or anything else that comes up, you go, oh, what about this? If there's anything we can do, I can do ahead of time, don't hesitate to get a hold of me. I will be sending out on Thursday. You're going to get an email, and it's going to say you have an invitation. So you just click on there for the details. That's the registration page. If you want to register, go right ahead. I encourage it. You want to wait a bit? That's okay too. All the links for the hotels are in that invitation. You book your hotel directly, separate from the registration. If you book the retro suites and we don't have a registration for the conference within 7 days, we'll cancel your registration at the hotel. You have to be registered for our conference, obviously, to be in the hotel, because it's that kind of a place, and it's been so discounted. They're not letting anybody else in there other than registrants. I supply them a list of who's registered on a weekly basis. So highly encourage you to get in there as soon as you can. Certainly understand the preparation time and all the things we all have going on in our lives. But again, any questions after you read it, anything at all, send me an email, get a hold of Jerry, call us, whatever. We're going to make this a really fun time for all Rotarians. And I'm pretty geeked about the about the motorcycle gang. So I don't know. We'll just have fun with it, right? We'll just make sure that it's profiled in a way that it's really, really cool.
We might be talking to actually putting a pretty motorcycle sitting in the middle of your club hub.
Yeah, no worries.
If that's a possibility.
It certainly will be, and especially if I get the attendance to 200 plus and we're in the bigger venue, it's really cool. We'll have lots of room. It's an old it's called the Armories. It's where the barracks used to be and stuff. It's a really cool old building. They do wonderful things there, but it's pretty large. It'd be too big for 150 and too much money for 150. But if we get over that 200 hump, I'm willing to take the challenge. We're going to go in there and be lots of room for your bike and other things. We'll also have a shelter box on display. We'll have a regular shelter box there so people understand, and we're going to open it up to the public as well. So we'll have our time when it's Rotary business, but there'll be times when we want the public to come through and see what we're all about.
Yeah, I actually just put it in the chat. It might be an opportunity for us to bring somebody who's maybe kind of been sort of thinking about joining Rotary. It'd be a fun event.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Very cool.
This is where I talk all of my former 6380 outbound exchange student friends into joining us, Sparky. And I think most of them live within smacking distance of your house. So I might have to enlist you there.
Yeah.
Actually,
right on.
Amanda, we've got a one new club that's starting to form that's all young people.
Yeah. Is that the one that
Christina's doing? Yeah. There's about 4 clubs in the making right now. So
yeah, there was a young man who's an outbound this year from he's not 6380. He's the other district close to us.
6400.
Yeah, 6400 outbound who he's like, hey, I ride. When I come back from my outbound year, could I join your club? I'm like, heck yeah, you can join my club.
Very cool.
Absolutely. Well, that's all I have unless you have questions. And I really do thank everybody for allowing me to bend your ear one more time. It is really a pleasure to come to this club because you don't even know if I have pants on, and I didn't have to spend any gas, and it's just really cool. So thank you very much.
We call that laced up from the waist up, Sparky. That's what we're working on.
There you go. Yes.
Sparky, I don't know if you knew it or not. I knew Hugo's parents. They both passed away a few years back, but I met them first time I met them was approximately 30 years ago. He grew up about 10 miles from my house. So,
yeah.
I knew I've known John for a long time too, before he was our executive secretary of Rotary International, whatever. Yeah. So
if we got time for a quick story, maybe some of you know this, maybe you don't, but it's a pretty unique way that John Hugo got the position where he is. So John worked in the, I believe, the Bush administration. And when Bush was not reelected, John was out of a job. And so John's dad, Lou, opened up the Rotarian, and he's seen an ad in there that they were looking for a new general secretary. He simply took his pen, circled the ad, and put at the top of the page, John, I think you'd be good at this. Mailed it off to John. John applied, and the rest is history. So it just goes to prove that it's worth reading your Rotary magazine. You never know what you might learn or what opportunities wait for you in there. And that's a true story. If you ask him when you meet him ever, it's an absolutely true story. It passes the 4-way test.
very cool.
Yeah, it's a really cool story.
Well, thank you so much, Sparky. We always appreciate you chipping in for us and speaking to us. Love the subject tonight. I'm loving the idea that we're going to do another motorcycle ride, and so yeah, it'll be at least a few of us. It looks like anyway. So thank you so much. Anybody else have something for the good of Rotary tonight? How about then we go to the 4-way test, and I'm going to ask Amanda if she'll do it for us. You knew that was coming.
I did. I just didn't know where the mute was. All right. The 4-way test of the things we think, do, or say. First, is it true? Second, is it fair to all
to all
concerned?
concerned?
I got it. Third, will it build goodwill and better
Better friendships.
Fourth, will it be
Will it be
beneficial?
beneficial
To all concerned?
And fifth,
And
Will it be fun?
all right. Thank you, Sparky. We always appreciate you having you here. You are welcome to join us any Tuesday, except the 5th Tuesday of the month, where you will be very lonely.
All righty. Thanks very much. I'll let you all go now.